Let's just put this out there. This series started as a street racing movie, a Point Break ripoff back in 2001. Young Vin Diesel, rest in peace Paul Walker. I mean, it was a simple time. 20 years later, we're literally going into space. F9, the Fast Saga, stars Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez, and John Cena, and it's about Cypher enlists the help of Jakob, Dom's younger brother, to take revenge on Dom and his team. Now, walking into this movie, I had expectations of basically, it's another Fast and Furious. I mean, this is, again, the 9th installment of the series. 10 if you count Hobbs and Shaw, which I very much enjoyed how dumb it was. But that movie had The Rock and Jason Statham, two badasses that just were corny in the movies that they were in, and then when they got their own movie, I knew that. But the Fast and Furious series has always had that just fun ability, and it has had family, as we all joke around, and memes that everyone just talks about. And throughout the entire years of just basically memeing on this movie, people were like, what, they're gonna go to space one day? They're gonna do this one day? They're gonna jump the shark basically one day? Guys, to put in perspective this movie, this is the movie the writers, the producers, everyone who was in this movie knew, hey, all those memes, that's our storyline. Because guys, Fast and Furious 9 is the worst Fast and Furious in my opinion. My goodness. From beginning to end, you roll your eyes, you just see things happen to people that you should not happen to people, and people should be dead. There should be many, many people dead after this movie, but no, there's a lot of people that are alive, and you sit there and you're watching, you're like, you know what? Eat my popcorn and just enjoy it. Now, Justin Lin does return to direct this movie. He left after 7 and did not did 8, but he has come back to do 9. He did some of my favorite ones, 5 and 6. 5 and 6 had really just simple plots, had dumbness, but they were really just big, blockbuster, fun family movies. This one, it's in the movie. There is a lot of just carnage, and if you like seeing cars flip around, explode, you're gonna get that in this movie, because that alone, I will give the production team credit, because, I mean, a lot of work is put into these movies, a lot of work. All the traveling, the scouting, the pre-production, post-production, like, just watching this movie, you can tell there are people putting a lot of effort into making shots look good, not look good with CGI, but there is a value of, like, hey, we're watching a big summer blockbuster action movie, and, like, I had that feeling throughout the entire movie. Now, did I sit there and say, what the actual fuck? Every 10 minutes? You betcha, because my goodness. I mean, we get our characters back. We get Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez, Ludacris, Tyrese, all of them. They all come back, and you like seeing them. They have good chemistry. You like seeing all of them on scenes. But this movie, they split up. And they're not together for a good portion of this movie, and they have these single little stories, and we see old characters and faces, and of course we get our new character named Jakob, who is played by John Cena. And a little tidbit, in this movie, we have a character named Jakob. There's another character in this movie with a patch on them, and it says Hubbard. So my name was in this movie, first and last. Now when it comes to John Cena, when I first heard he was coming into this series, I was like, this is big. Do you know why? Because John Cena is a badass. He just seems like a really cool dude, and you add him in this franchise, he could potentially take the place of The Rock, because when The Rock came in the series ramped back up, and I was like, The Rock needs to be in all these movies. Now he's not really in the movie, but when John Cena was cast, I was like, this is a potential, and he was the villain. I was disappointed, but I still liked him in the role as Jakob, because in the movie, again, this is not huge spoilers, but we do see flashback scenes of young Dom and Jakob, and I will say this, those scenes I actually really dug. I liked most of the flashback scenes. We get a scene in this movie that a lot of people have been asking to see in the movies, and they finally do it after a while, and I was like, you know what, I'm glad they did that. But besides those flashback scenes, when we get present day, all this carnage, vehicles, comedy, It's really bad, and it's trash because it's too much. Like, there's a moment where you're like, I am enjoying this summertime blockbuster movie, but you turn your brain off and you enjoy it. I hope you can, because for myself, no, they went too far. I can put my foot down. They went too far. Guys, we saw it in the trailer. By the way, the trailers, if you don't have to watch the trailers, don't watch them, because you see everything. Everything. Like, I mean everything. There's no action scene that you have not seen if you've seen all the trailers. But I can say this. They go to space, guys. They go into orbit. We see that. And I sit there, I'm like, wow, how did we get here? And when the movie's ending and everything's rolling the credits, I'm sitting there, I'm like, they knew. They took everything, all the memes and all the jokes that we had, and we put them in this movie. Because it's 2 hours and 25 minutes long, which is way too long. And they said, we're making Fast and Furious that the fans have been begging for us. No, we have not. We've made fun of the series. We've made fun of the memes. We've made fun of everything that we think could happen, and they did it. And now we're going to get 2 more of these. And I'm just like, guys, it's time to close up shop and end this series. I'm going to give F9 a D. Hands down, the worst one in this series, in my opinion. This is too far. It's time to end it. Really ridiculous. But you know, Justin Lin, I hope he does the next 2, because he is the perfect director for the series. He did bring a lot of fun. He did bring fun in this movie. But the fun needs to end. It's too much. We've gone too far. And on a side note, that 5-minute Jurassic World Dominion trailer we got in the IMAX, that looks dope. Anyway, guys, enjoy this movie review, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye, everyone.